welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Sasha M and I'm a T girl. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Comment, like, share, and subscribe. In today's story time, in today's video is going to be a story time. It's been a long time since I did story times like this, but then now I'm back. My creative juices are back. But in today's story time is at the time when I had a gay friend. My gay friend wanted my man child. You know the gays. They're a vibe. It's a vibe to be around, but then when it comes to your man's sister, to another sister, those girls, they don't know gal code. They don't know gal code. Oh my god, oh my god. I don't ruin my camera. Oh, no, it's still fine. So this goes way back. This sometimes goes way back where, it was the early days. Still young. It's not a recent thing. It happened years ago, but then it just came into my mind and I was just like, you know what, let me just tell the story time. Why not? So me and Shikrisha met through a friend, but the first time we met, I knew Shikrisha from church. We're gonna call her Shikrisha because she was acting like a Shikrisha. Okay. So we met through church. After meeting through church, we hanged around, the same people until we clicked and we collided with each other and we're like, okay, she's a vibe. Shikisha is not bad, and it was the first ever time where I got to have a gay friend because I come from a small township. We can whatever goes. So me being me, I was different. I was part of the LGBTQ plus community, and I knew those people. There was no bad blood between us, but then we never we never got to be all together. Yeah, they were together, all of them. They knew each other. They had their own groups and times where they met, but then I was just me. Okay, I was just the loner. Yeah, I was the loner, and until Shikrisha came, that was my first friend from the LGBTQ plus community. She was my first. Okay, so after meeting Shikisha, I was happy because deep down in my head, I've always wanted one. I've always wanted a gay friend. I wanted or a lesbian friend or whoever, a bi, whatever, somebody who's part of the community. But I've never had that in my life until Shikisha came. Now I understand why Huizimang loves to do it. It does the work. Okay, but anyway, let me put this freezer down. So, Shikisha. So we started hanging around similar circles. Shikisha was very naughty. She had a dirty mind. That girl, very naughty, very bubbly, very out there. She was just a girl, and she loved boys, like any other girl. But anyway, at this time, there was a time where I wasn't dating at the time. At the point, I wasn't really dating. So yeah, but then I was dibbling and dabbling, my DMs. I was having the talking stages and stuff. But then I have never been in a relationship at this point. So this cute boy slides into my DMs. He comes with that mask energy. I want you to be mine. You cute, I'm cute. Then what else? I was like, okay. I don't mind. He looked good. He was fine. It's fine wine. He was a light skinned nigga. He was cute, pink lips. He had his swag and stuff like that. We used to talk a lot. And one thing about me, I'm a very private person. I don't really like to disclose. You don't know when I'm dating. My friends back then never knew when I was dating. They'll only know when I got my heart broken. I'm like, that nigga, I trusted him. They were like, girl, I didn't know that you were in love or something like that. I'm like, that's a story for another day. But then now, my heart is broken. Like let's focus on this matter. But yeah, I'm the type of person. I'm the. It's only now that I'm vocal about, like, but not only vocal to just anyone, people that I'm comfortable talking to. That's when you'll find me yapping. Like, okay, girl, I got a crush. I got money. That you find me doing that. So me and Shikisha started hanging out consistently. We were good friends, and then there's this nigga in my DM, this cute, fine ass nigga. So as we're talking and stuff like that, we proceed with the talking stages. It's cute, like and back in the days, Facebook was really popular. Like Facebook was the tea. She was the girl that she think or she thought she was. Okay, she was like, for the girls, for the boys, for everyone. So yeah, and I was popping, like, because I was different. I was something fresh to the community. And I was something fresh because I come from a small town where, like, people were too religious at the time, when like being too religious, like, they were not open to any ideas of something new or what. And I've never really seen, like, any someone part of the LGBTQ plus community express themselves. As there was one, like, one or two that I know, and I've seen they've been like slender shamed. Like there was a lot of slender, not slender, like slandering and stuff like that upon their name, and had the pictures, like, not so nice pictures leaked by their own friends, which is very questionable. But then, like, I knew them and I saw them, they were cute, they were saying like what the girl. But then that was only them, that was only the representative of the LGBTQ our community. The only person that I've seen expressing themselves as fully and true to themselves. The other ones that I've seen, they were just down low. They were just like, it was a small conservative community as well. So coming from that community, I was something fresh. Like, people were talking about me. Like, as much as I faced so much backlash, but then like I managed to conquer through that, and got people on my side too, and just said, this is a child, okay, let it be, okay. It's naughty, no, she not paying her money, but she cute. She cute. You can never deny that. I was a girl that I thought I was, and and I did look cute. But looking back at those throwback pictures, I wish I still had my like old Facebook. I cringe now. I'm like, girl, what was you thinking? What was you thinking with that cropped t-shirt? And oh my god, there's this one picture. And back in the days, like, when you're out there, like, yes, girl, dance, dance. It was giving that. Yeah, it was giving that, and it was nice to have finally people on my side, and supporting me, and even going through the bad, even though it was a huge rough patch. But then, like, there were nice moments, like, even through the storm, there were comforting moments, and I was having a good time, like expressing myself. I'm a very courageous person and a very confident person, and my confidence, it was on 500%. Like nobody would tell me, like, they'll tell you ugly, you need to look your body and shape. Well, I don't care. This is me. I'm doing who I am. Okay, this is who I am, and it's me. And you're not gonna tell me about it. Okay, you're not gonna have such expectations. I should be shaped like this. Like, if you is straight, oh, mind your own business. You shouldn't be focusing on such things. No, that's tea. Because I had a lot of niggas in my case, but then you know what? They were giving DL, like, they were just coming for some specific remarks. I'm like, okay, now you're exposing yourself. You're kind of projecting now. They were kind of projecting, which was fine, or it was not even fine, okay? She just minded their own business, and, or stay true to themselves and come out instead of projecting. But that's always the case. So back to Shikisha. I think I rambled. That was a whole tangent. I had a tangent. But anyway, omnibus as I continue. Me and Shikisha were his good friends, and I started like, she used to tell me like she used to X videos, the hub, she was there. Her phone was filled with like she had this. She was the one who taught me this calculator thing. This app was a calculator, but it was an app to hide like those pictures and stuff. It takes them out of your personal gallery, and if you want to have access to them, this app was a calculator, and then you enter, and then like on those calculating stuff, it was giving 007 type of vibe on a smartphone. And then you just like, a normal smartphone calculator, and then you just type up your code there, and then it opens those pictures or your videos. She was that type of girl. And she had a thing for that strong child. She had a thing for that strong. She had a thing for that. Like, if somebody was taking a piss somewhere, she'll be the one, like the type of person to go and peep and say, I want to see. But she was the type of person, and she would tell me all the tea about her dating life. I was like, okay, girl, okay, it was fun. Like, having her around, like, it was fun. And then I just started telling, because I'm much more private and reserved, I was like, okay, girl, let me tell you, there's a nigga in my DMs, and he's so cute. And I showed her the pictures, so she was like, Rapunzel, no. Nah. That's all my man. She was a fairy, and I'm married. Yeah, it's what it is. It's giving she was a fairy. But anyway, enough rambling. So I'm telling you about this man, like, I'm in my feels, like, those high school feels, like, feelings. I was like kind of booed up, like, my first time, it was like, some of the relationships back then started online. They started on Facebook, and this was one of those ones, like, it started as a talking stage. So I also, at school, I tell people, I'm like, not really tell people, but yeah, what led me to telling her, because this nigga was like, okay, I want us to be exclusive, and be exclusive publicly. And back then in the Facebook, they had that thing that I'm in a relationship. They still do have it, but then it was popular if you're dating someone and you're going exclusive now. You just like, on Facebook, like you're in a relationship with the type of post, the type of thing that is added on your profile. And he was like, yeah, I want us to do that. I'm like, but then, like, I'm a private, reserved person. Like, I love you. I'm not hiding you or something like that. But then I don't want to go out there, because putting a relationship to the public, guys, you invite a lot of, like, unnecessary drama, like a lot of unnecessary buzz. But then he was like, you know what? He was cute. I was cute. He was a thing. I was a thing. Okay, I was iced tea. Okay, I was the tea. I was the bow bow tea. So yeah, he was like, why not? You cute. I'm cute. What's the problem? So let's do this thing. I was like, it took me a while. Maybe it took me a week or 2 weeks for him to convince me and say, let's go exclusive. I was like, okay, fine, do it. And on my Facebook at that time, like I had a lot of people that were close to me, schoolmates, classmates, whoever, people who knew me like that. So once that post dropped, that Sasha is in a relationship with I'm just gonna call him Marcus, okay? Marcus, yeah. It's giving a little bit of Sheila, like Sheila and Marcus, but it was not toxic. It was not. Nah, forget I even said that. But then we went exclusive online. After going exclusive, a lot of my, friends, as time went by, I noticed that, we were having mutual friends, which, like, at the beginning, there were no mutual friends. Like, we didn't have any mutual friends. So why are we now having, I see the classmates, you say, like, oh my God, we're seeing your man. How did you cop that nigga? I'm like, ask him, how did he cop me? Because he was the one who came to me, not the other way around. Like, trick or treat. But anyway, so markers, all is well and stuff like that until Shaquisha knows. Shaquisha. Oh my God. So now Shakisha knows, and she was very nosy. Shakisha was very nosy. She was one to ask me, like, how is he doing? Did you talk to him today? I'm like, girl, relax, relax, sit down and drink some water, relax. But then, okay, Shakisha, I think maybe 3 months into the relationship, like, things are starting to, not go really well. Like, and one thing about me, I don't know. It's a trait that I have that I'm trying to work on. Like, I'm not really much of a beggar. I am patient, but I'm not really that patient. Like, I'm very allergic to BS. Okay, BS, acting up niggas, trifling, and spazzing up niggas. I ain't got no time. Okay, if you're gonna spaz, if you're gonna do questionable things, I'm just gonna excuse myself. Okay, I know I knew back then that I am the girl that I think I am. I'm the T and still am the T. So I'm not gonna tolerate any kind of inconsistent energy, any kind of BS. I didn't allow any of these niggas to waste my time. Okay, if I allowed you, because it's because I allowed you. You get me? I was letting loose a little bit. You know, I'm very strict, like, I'm such a Sagittarius, yo. I'm just a Sagittarius. I am. So back to the story. Things are not going so well. Like we're having problems now. Like, he's not doing the same things. He's no longer, like, consistent. He's just like, I don't know. I don't really remember what was the reason of things not going well, but then something was up. Something was in the water. Okay. So I think we get in an argument, and we argue and argue and argue, and I was like, what, F this, leave me alone. I was just like, okay, I'm not about to deal with this. Like, if we can't reach a common ground, it's not like we're against each other, we are for each other. So I'm not gonna sit here and fight or entertain nonsense. So it's not me. I don't got no time for that. So I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna leave you to it if you wanna do. Oh yeah, I was also questioning about, yeah, there were girls in his comment section. I remember there were girls in his comment section. Marcus was he had dirty laundry, child. He was a little dirty, and he was giving SLUT. Okay, but at the time, when getting in a relationship, like, with him, I don't know such things. So after going exclusive online like that, people were commenting, starting to have mutual friends, classmates, mutual people like that I know are in his mutual friends list. I'm like, okay, how did we get? How did we get here? Make me understand. And I was questioning him on that, and I've been seeing these girls, random girls, like, popping consistently on his pictures and in comments. Even if I remember there was a time to prove a point, like, back then, like in those Facebook times, if your man really loved you, if he was down for you and was for you, he was just gonna put you as a profile picture, or there was those pic mix type of vibes. But then at this time, I didn't like the pic mix. But then, like, I think there was one he did, and also there was one of my pictures he put as a profile picture. This is my love and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, it's cute. But then back to the question, who are those, like, Judies in your comments? Who are those Judies in your comments? Because but Hanani, so what's going on? Like, mm-mm. Clarify what's going on. I understand you put me on the profile picture, you're claiming me out there, but then who are those girls? Who are those girls? Like, who are those Judies? So he tries to make excuses, and then we argue, and I'm like, you know what, F this. F this. I ain't got no time. Like, I don't want nobody to waste my time. I'm not here to play. I'm still not playing today. I kept it real short and gangster. I was like, okay, just keep on doing your thing, because honesty is what you're struggling with, and loyalty is something that you don't have. So go and just, like, farm one, and until it grows, you can come back. until you have one and learn to have a backbone, you can come back. But anyway, my skin looks so gorgeous, gorgeous. So, nigga was like, oh, but anyway, your friend, you think you have friends? Yeah, he hit me with that line. You think you have friends? I'm like, what you mean? It's like, people you don't expect to do you dirty. They are doing you dirty. I'm like, okay, spill the tea. You got some substance. You got something there. Spill the tea. What do you mean? And he's like, your friend, Quisha was found in my DMs, and she's been making me offers. One thing about Quisha, she didn't have a sense of self-worth, because like anything that has a D on it, she would just like open her ass and stuff like that and get it busted. She was that type of Quisha. That's why I'm calling her Quisha. So she was offering this man airtime. She was offering like herself to him, and just say, okay, Sasha will never know about this. Like, let us do it one time, the naughty things in life. I'm like, she Quisha. Oh, Lord have mercy, girl. You is messy. I am harboring, I don't know. I don't know what am I harboring as a friend. Because she was a different breed. Like, she was a different breed of breeds. Like, we've all had that one friend, especially the gays. If they really want you, man, not all of them. There are those ones, oh child. If they want him, they will do anything to get that man, to get the man. So, child, I'm seeing all of he sent me all the paragraphs, and I believe he wasn't being honest. He was not sending me everything, but he was sending a little bit of everything, okay? But then I think one thing about this man, Shikisha, is well, it was not the first time, okay? She was up there, like, the type of man that was involved, entangled with. But then one thing that I kept on telling her, you can run after these men, but you can never be Sasha. Sasha is Sasha, Sasha got the spice. Okay, they want Sasha's spice. They want me, not you. You can never replicate me. There will never be another me, okay? So you just start taking notes and making them your own, like, but no piracy. So Shikrisha was out there, like, persuading this man with airtime. One thing about Shikrisha, she used to buy friendships, buy love, and stuff like that. And, I was a real one, and still is a real one. Not, I always told her, like, you could be the millionaire, slap me with a million, but then you want to convince me to just eat ass and stay for BS. Like, nah, I will not kiss your ass. I will not kiss your ass for stupidity or something like that. Nah, it couldn't be me. I'm just a Sagittarius. Like, yeah, I tell it how it is. I give it how it is. Like, if you ain't got it, forget about it. I'm all about a vibe, but in a polite way. There are those mean people that claim to be honest and something. I'm not one of those mean people. I'm just like, honest, nice, kind person, like, down to earth. But then if you want to bring back the I can go gangster. Not in the physical way though. I can, but then I'm never going back to that part of me. I've never been that type of person. So yeah. So Shikrisha is pursuing this man and, telling him all the sweet nothings, like, Sasha wouldn't know, let's keep it between us and stuff like that. I'm like, Shikrisha, I trusted you. Like, I had little, those people that you have little faith in them, like you have some little faith. You see that this person might do me dirty one time, but then let me just give them the benefit of the doubt. Shikrisha was a Shikrisha. She deserved no benefits of the doubt, because girl was messy. And she, meantime doing that, she will come to me and just like, get nosy and stuff like that. I'm like, why are you being nosy? Like, girl, mind your own business. You have your own face. Like, look, keep searching or squirreling, whatever you do. And then I confronted Chiquisha. I'm like, girl, I thought you had my back. Like, what is you doing in my man's DMs? Like, why do you want my man? Why do you want my man? Why do you want him? Like, he's not for you. He's for me. He said, no, he was the one who wanted. I'm like, I saw the messages. I'm not a fool. Okay, one thing you want to do is pay my face. One thing you want to do is pay my face. So rather be honest and plead your case or just like, F off. I've always had this aspect in me that, I don't need friends. Friends are a bonus to me. Exactly, like they are a bonus. I'm such a family oriented and friendship oriented person, but then like I won't stick around for BS in the name of friendship. I won't stick around. I'm all like when I'm looking for friends, I'm looking for family. I'm looking for sisters who's gonna be there, sisters or brothers which is gonna be there when I raise my kids. It's gonna be Uncle Tom and Auntie Jackie and stuff. But the vibes that's the vibes I go for. And like, one thing about me, I love loyalty. If you wanna be disloyal to me, you can just here's the door for you. Leave me alone. So I asked Shikisha, I confront her. I was like, okay, so what is the point of before confronting Shikisha, I just told the man like, okay, they wanted you. You can do whatever you want. I don't care. Like, if you want Shikisha, go tab that pussy or something. I don't give a damn. Because I'm still that hot shit. And you're not the only one in my DMs. I got niggas better than you wanting me. So I'm the catch also. As much as you're the catch, but I'm also the catch. So do whatever makes you sleep at night. Back to Shikrisha, confront her, like, put her in my interrogation corner. I'm like, girl, like, if you're gonna move on like this, I ain't got time for you. And at that time, because I had, like, my intuition was really telling me that Shikrisha was not to be trusted, but then, like, in life you must give people opportunities or chances, but then in this life now I just follow my intuition and I check myself. Okay, you cannot check the checkers. I check myself really well and also check the situation and evaluate correctly, and then I make a decision and follow my intuition in this life and time. At that time, I was a little bit hesitant, and let me just like have some faith in the people. Like, let me there are good people like me. Like, not everybody will be good and have the same intentions as you in this life. You may say, I'm a good person, I have good intentions, I would never do that, but opposite way, your friends or whoever close to you, they wouldn't do that for you. They're just here for some whatever. They're benefiting from you. They are sticking around for that. This was the case. Shikisha thought she had the bag. She came from a good family background. Like, she can bribe, but then I was not the one to be bribed. Like, I was not the one to take, air show BS. Nah. You got to go. If you real messy, if you're messy, Jesse, loosey goosey, you gotta go. There's a door for you. So at the time I did give Shikisha a chance. I did give Shikisha a chance because I don't know why. Because even through the messiness, oh my god, she's still stuck around. She's still stuck around. We're not friends anymore. We're not talking. I wish her love and light now. But then, like, at the back then, I gave her so many opportunities. Like, Shikisha, you know this, girl. You know how to, you know this. So, yeah, with the messages, I wish I still have my old phone. I would have had the T here, like, the DMs and what, but then it broke. I was using a Huawei P something, when the P somethings was popular, I was using that. Yeah, so I just like, left the situation, and then she Quisha and then gave her so many times, which she has a lot of story times I could talk about, but then Ashiquisha or the Ashiquisha. So yeah, that was all she wanted. My man, it was giving obsessed. If you watch that Beyonce's video movie Obsessed, she was the white skinny lady. But then this one, like, she was, she could have had a mindset that, I'm thick, like, you can have big bums, they just hold shit. That's all. They just hold shit. Man, they will come and eat that pussy up until it just like there's no more pussy left. So yeah, that's all. Whatever they see in me, they want me for me. Whatever they see in you, get your own mans. No trick or treating here. We're not taking from other people's baskets or something like that. But anyway, if you like the story time, do not forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. I have more story times to come. I don't know if I'm gonna post this. It was just a demo. I wanted to look very cute. I'm still cute, but then I want to put up a little face bit until the story time. Anyway, I'll see you on another video. Do not forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. And it helps me a lot. Tell your family, friends, whoever, your colleagues out there that there is a Sasha M out there creating content, lifestyle, story times, and beauty content upcoming. It's still on the way. Okay, still, struggling at my makeup bag. But then, we're gonna work with what we have if we need to sit down and do makeup videos. But anyway, love you so much. Bye.